I started boxing at 12 years old, so I was kind of just like a big, chubby Italian kid. I was actually a good soccer player, but I got to the point where I put on a bit too much weight, and being a midfielder was actually quite difficult. So I couldn't couldn't run the length anymore. And got to high school, and I was just like, you know what, I want to start losing some weight. Found a boxing gym, and yeah, just kind of fell in love with it from there. So it's been good. Had my first amateur fight at 15 years old. So that light at the end of the tunnel, like this year, we've already picked up 2 belts. We're gonna go pick up 3 belts. I started the year at like number 25 or 26, and now I'm number 6. So that's in 1 year. So
Wow.
just having things like that, and the year before, I had my first pro fight. The year before, I won the nationals. Each year, I keep like succeeding and like setting goals and reaching those goals. And I think that's what helps me stay motivated as well. Like I know what my goal is for next year. Don't give
Don't
up.
give up.
Don't listen to the haters. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to try and put you down. Like I said, people are going to go out of their way to make a fake Instagram account to put you down. It doesn't matter. Like that's just what people do. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Have a goal in mind and just stick to it.
Welcome to the Champion Mindset Collective podcast. From a 12-year-old dreamer to Australia's undefeated rising star, Marco's relentless pursuit of boxing glory takes a dramatic turn as a shoulder injury tests his resolve. Will the Rumble bounce back stronger to dominate the ring in 2025? I'm your host, Anthony Dahya, and I'm so grateful that you're here watching or listening to this podcast episode. We'd love for you to share this episode with your friends, your family, and your workmates. And if you haven't already done so, please follow this podcast or subscribe to it so you don't miss any future episodes and we can get this out to the wider world. Today's guest is Marco Romeo. Marco is a professional boxer with a burning ambition to dominate the Australian international boxing scene. His boxing journey started at the age of 12. Determined to make his mark on the sport, Rumble has honed his skills over the past 10 years, accumulating and becoming Australian's elite amateur champion and turning professional in 2023. Now undefeated with 6 professional fights, Marco's goal is to become the Australian boxer of 2025. He began living in a gym and training all of 2024, and his next fight is coming up. In pursuit of chasing his dream, Marco quit his day job to focus on his boxing goals with the dream of becoming a world champion soon. Unfortunately, he has just picked up a shoulder injury, and his scheduled fight on the 24th of November has been postponed till 2025. Let's welcome Marco to the Champion Mindset Collective podcast. Welcome, Marco.
Hey Anthony, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
Good. How's your shoulder?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's just dealing with the injury. I've never had an injury like this before, so it's kind of something new. But yeah, it'll be okay. We'll get it stronger for next year, and yeah, look forward to
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah. Marco, before we kick into some questions, I'd love for you to share your journey in life, like from a kid wanting from the age of 12 wanting to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the highlights and the challenges that you've been through to get to where you are today.
I started boxing at 12 years old, so I was kind of just like a big, chubby Italian kid. I was actually a good soccer player, but I got to the point where I put on a bit too much weight, and being a midfielder was actually quite difficult. So I couldn't couldn't run the length anymore. And got to high school, and I was just like, you know what, I want to start losing some weight. Found a boxing gym, and yeah, just kind of fell in love with it from there. So it's been good. Had my first amateur fight at 15 years old. Went to have, I think, 46 bouts in that time,
Wow.
6 or 7 losses. And
Mm.
in my last year as an amateur, I took home the championship. So I won the 66.7 kilo in the country. So that was around the time that the COVID pandemic was going on. I was supposed to go to the Commonwealth Games, but they only took, instead of taking like 12 fighters, they maybe took 6 fighters up. So
Uh,
I missed out on that opportunity, and we were just like, you know what, we'll just turn professional. And that was it. The rest is
yeah,
history. Yeah.
yeah. And the journey's been good for you?
Yeah. Well, I love the transition from the amateurs to the pros. I think it just better suits my style. Amateurs
Yeah,
is very like fast paced. You got to let your hands go a lot, whereas pros, you got more time in the ring. You can find the strategy, take your time, set
yeah.
traps, and I just prefer that. Yeah.
Mm,
Plus
mm,
the no
mm.
headgear and the smaller gloves as well. It's a bit more dangerous, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The adrenaline
Yeah.
kicks in.
Yeah. So boxing does take a lot of intense focus and discipline,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
especially when you're facing opponents like 2 weeks notice.
yeah,
Hunter Ioni, the
yeah,
fight.
yeah. So we took yeah, like you said, on 2 weeks' notice, this opportunity came up for the WBC silver, and I said to my coach, I said, he's like, he gave me two things. He said, "Are you going to be fit, like ready?" And I said, "Yeah, 100%." And he said, "Are you going to be on weight?" And I said to him, "Don't worry about the weight. I'm going to get the weight off myself in 2 weeks. Don't stress about it." And 2 weeks later, made the weight, made the fight, and yeah, we ended up winning that fight. We stopped him in the seventh round. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a good fight. If I had a bit more time, would have been a bit better. Just my performance because I did have to cut a lot of weight pretty quick. I could have done it a bit slower, felt better going into the fight, but
Mm.
it is what it is. It was a good fight. Hunter has a good resume. He's fought like a lot of the top guys in Australia, so
Yeah.
to be able to beat him on short notice with a stoppage, I was happy with that.
Yeah. And what's your mindset like when you're trying to do that in such a short period of time? Like
Yeah,
what's going on for you then?
as soon as like the fight gets announced, I just get it's like a light switch. It just flicks something inside, just and I'm just focused on it. Like I don't really overthink it too much. I just know,
Yeah.
okay, that's the goal, and for 2 weeks, that's all I'm focused on. So. I was probably like what 75 kilos, and I fight at welterweight, so I had to get to 66.67,
Mm.
almost 10 kilos I had to lose in 2 weeks. So I was pretty much on like under 1,000 calories a day, watching
Wow.
what I was eating. I didn't have a dietitian then as well, so everything was just like off TikTok or off in like just like researching it myself. So it was pretty hard, but yeah, we ended up doing it. But yeah, my mindset is just 2 weeks lock in. So
Mm.
yeah
Mm.
every day.
Mm.
And especially because I've only got 2 weeks, I'm putting in extra like I'm doing a bit more overtime, waking up earlier, coming home later. I'm just putting in that extra work as well. So it was good.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. So you were scheduled to fight on the 24th of November, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, when you were sparring, you injured your shoulder
yeah, yeah,
in that fight, and now the fight's been postponed. Um, what was that like? It must have been heartbreaking.
yeah. That was tough. That was definitely for me, I still don't even like it hasn't clicked yet that even though the fight was supposed to be yesterday, and I don't know. It's upsetting because you train. But I was this fight was been leading up for the whole year pretty much. We are fighting for the IBO
Wow.
Orient as well. So I was super excited for this fight. I knew we were going to finish the year strong. Originally, I wanted to fight for the Australian Championship, like the number one belt, and that didn't end up happening. So this came through. And yeah, same thing. Said yes to it. I had a bit more time. I got dietitian. I was ticking all the boxes. I wanted to make sure I came to this fight in peak condition.
Mm.
At the time I was currently ranked number 5 and he was ranked number 7. So top 10 bout as well. We're both in the top
Mm.
10. And he's a good kid, got a good fighter, and it's a shame. It's a shame what happened. So
Yeah.
we'll have to do it again next year. We've postponed it, so it's still gonna happen March next year, but I just gotta focus on the rehab now, getting the
Yeah.
shoulder stronger. It I extended the arm and it came like it dislocated, but it went back in. So it could have been an 8 to 9 month recovery, but I
Mm.
got lucky, so it's only an 8 to 9 week recovery. So I just gotta wait for the tissue to heal,
Yeah.
and that's it. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll just focus on that on this time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens to your ranking in that? If you
I went down
yeah.
one rank, so I was ranked number 5, and I've just gone down to number 6. So I
Oh,
think it was just inactivity, or maybe someone else went up. Someone's had a fight recently; they've gone up, so something's happened. So it wasn't that
okay.
much of a setback. Yeah, it's not that much of a setback. So I'm still in the top 10. It's better to say top 5, but it is what it is. Top 10 is never good. I'm just out of the top 5. I still tell people, yeah, number 5 in Australia. So
Well, it'll give you more motivation to get to
it's
get up,
yeah, it's more
back up there,
motivation.
right?
So that's it.
Absolutely.
We want to be number 1 anyway. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
this is just a setback.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
I'm going to be fighting number 7, and I'll be number 6. So there's only one behind me, so it'll be good.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so, how do you stay focused when you've got like an injury?
it's tough, especially like when you can't box. It's very like I don't know. Now's the tricky part. I have to stay focused. So like I said, I had a dietitian for this camp. And as soon as the injury happened, I called him up and I'm like, I'm still going to use you guys throughout this whole period of time up until we start camp again. Just
Mm,
so when I'm ready to go, I'm like in shape. I'm not out of shape. I'm still fit. I don't have to cut as much weight, and camp will be a bit easier when I start. So I
mm.
am focused. I've been running so much lately. So getting in the row work, I'm probably running twice a day, and I'm still I can use my left hand, so I've been using that jab a lot. So I still can do what I can do, but strengthening the shoulder. I feel like Forrest Gump, to be honest. Yeah,
So,
I did get. I
so
think it's
tell me about the running. It's like so that's more around the cardio, the fitness to be able to
yeah,
keep up,
yeah.
right?
It, It's also just 'cause it's like it's the only thing I know I can do 100%. I can just run. Like it's not going to affect my arm in any way. So
Yeah. So it's active recovery.
it's an active recovery, and I enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm Italian, but I look far from Italian. I've got the whitest skin, so take the top off, get a tan as well. Look good for the summertime, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'm a plastic Indian.
Oh,
Yeah. So how do you stay right mentally and then on and of course motivated through the
yeah.
challenging or intense moments?
I know, like I think each year that I'm like in this sport, I'm progressing a lot more each year, and I'm like I don't know, it's hard to like the vision's getting clearer. Do you know what I mean? So that light at the end of the tunnel, like this year, we've already picked up two belts. We're gonna go pick up three belts. I started the year at like number 25 or 26, and now I'm number six. So that's in 1 year. So
Wow.
just having things like that, and the year before, I had my first pro fight. The year before, I won the nationals. Each year, I keep like succeeding and like setting goals and reaching those goals. And I think that's what helps me stay motivated as well. Like I know what my goal is for next year. Like before, even without this injury, I knew next year I want to be number one in Australia. So I think still having that in my head keeps me on like the same path that I'm on now. And then once
Mm,
once I succeed in that year, the new goal comes in. Okay, let's go take over the international scene now. So then I look forward to that. So I always like to have something just not too distant, something I can hit within a year or two, and that
mm.
just keeps me focused. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So you quit your job to pursue
Yeah.
the dream, and which is quite a courageous move.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's tough, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I'm living like the
but
Conor
you,
McGregor lifestyle right now, just before he made it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But and it must have been scary. But
Yeah.
like, do you have support to climb as you climb that ladder?
Yeah, yeah. Each year, more and more like sponsors and support are coming on board. I'm really trying to build because I'm a Northern Beaches boy. I'm trying to build a community like around the Northern Beaches, and yeah, like I'm getting a lot of love now, so it's good. Yeah, it helps me just get through what I need to get through. It helps
Mm,
support to make the fights happen, and
mm,
yeah, I think I also see it as like motivating having these people like back a young kid
mm,
like live their dream. I find that motivating as well. It keeps me like wanting to push a bit more as well. So yeah, no, yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
mm, mm. How does it feel from like when you were 12-year-old, right, getting into boxing,
Yeah.
looking back? What's what goes through your mind when you look back at how far you've come?
Oh, Anthony, I'm a bit slow. Like I can't believe I've made it this far. You know what I mean? Like I am uncoordinated as so. If you ask my coach, did you think this kid was gonna make it to this far? He'd be like, no chance. So yeah, there was no chance. Like I was fat, couldn't run, couldn't catch. Like there was nothing I could do. I was yeah, I was not built for. I'm Italian. I'm built for eating pasta, cheese. I should be playing bocce with my nonno, not boxing. So that's what I should be doing. But yeah, I think I fell in love, and I was even at school. So I used to like wag school just to be in the gym and train. I just had the mindset for it, and I think that's what got
Mm.
me through. You don't have to have the natural born attributes, all that. Don't have to be born with anything. You just if you got it mentally, you're just
So what do you think is
you
the
get it.
secret? What do you think is the secret sauce? Like, what do you think is key to success?
Just don't quit.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Like there's been so since when I started to now, there's been so many times where I wanted to quit. Like even after my first year, like it's a roller coaster, but just you gotta just stay on it. You know what I mean? So there's always, like I said, there's always gonna be that light at the end of the tunnel. There's gonna be
Mm,
ups and downs, and just don't quit. So
yeah. Don't
yeah,
quit.
that's definitely the. I think these days as well, people reach adversity and they're like, nah, it's not for me. It's not for nah. Just break through that barrier, get through that wall.
Yeah.
And you're on the
Yeah.
other side. Yeah,
It's consistency, right? And as I was
100%.
saying to Steve earlier, is that your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die.
Yeah, yeah,
And so your comfort zone is basically your brain telling you, hey, it's safe in here.
yeah. Let's not push past this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then once you push past it, then you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, you like it's all mindset. You'll be surprised at what you actually can do. Like even still, even like today, that's why I love the sport as well. It's so humbling, like you think you got this big ego, you go spar someone, you kind of get like your ass whooped a little bit, and then you come back to the gym and you work on that. Like it's humbling, but yeah, I think just keep getting through that. Yeah, don't quit.
Mm, mm. And was it something that your parents, they taught you about, having that mindset, or how
Nah,
did
well,
you?
I grew up with a single mom, so this is definitely, yeah, this is
Ah,
not what she wanted.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I, in New South Wales, or you need like parental, like you need someone to sign, like if you're
Yeah.
under the age. And I think for a whole year, my mum wasn't signing those papers, so I just kept like
Wow.
pestering her, Mark, please, like let me box, let me do this, and she's like, nah, nah, nah. I think I got to 15 years old, and then I had already been training for a year, 2 years maybe, and she just gave into it. She's like, oh, I'm gonna let him do it. He'll probably get hurt, and then he won't want to do it again. But that's her mistake. I'm now professional. Sorry, mum.
And what does mum think about it now?
Oh, she comes to fight week. She's a nightmare. She's all stressed out. You know what I mean? She gets nervous, as all mums would. But she still comes to the fight. And honestly, when you're in the ring, you're supposed to hear like one voice only, and that's your coach. For some reason, she's louder. Like, and I don't even know where she is in the crowd. But I'm like, I can hear her. Like, what's going on? I'm like, "Mum, relax, please. I'm losing focus." But she's good. She's good. But she keeps saying, "Oh, these fights are gonna get harder. I don't know if I can come anymore." And she always still shows up. So it's good.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So how can businesses and professionals facing rejection or pressure in corporate environments develop the same mental strength, do you think?
Look, I don't know too much about it, but like I said before, it's like anything, but it's just you got to just you face adversity. You can't just fall off at the side of adversity. You just have to get through it. So
Mm,
I mean, boxing is one of the hardest sports there is. So you got to sacrifice so much. It's a lonely sport. You're doing it by yourself, but yeah, you just can't quit. You just got to get through it. You're always
yeah.
going to face some sort of adversity, but it's not just boxing alone. Like even in the workforce, there's always going to be someone that's like saying something bad or doing something here, and you don't like it. You just got to get through it. So
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm
yeah.
giving the best advice for the work industry, to be honest, but
Well,
yeah,
let me share with you that I've just recently gone through my 24th restructure in my
yeah,
corporate world and my fourth redundancy, and and then I got a slap on the face from the universe, and I went, you know, and it was like, well, you're not meant to be in corporate world anymore. You're meant to be helping people who are going through these challenges,
yeah,
come out of it and help them build that mindset. And so
100%.
that's what I've done. And like I remember at the age of 15, I was told that I was useless. I'd never be a singer. I'd never be amount to
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
And then back in 2008, I went and represented New Zealand in a world contest, placed eighth in the world.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
yeah, but like absolutely, I agree with you. You never give up. Whatever your dream is, you just keep
100%.
keep going after it, and don't listen to what anyone else says. Just
Yeah, well, that's
focus
another
on
thing.
what
There's
you.
always going to be someone out there that doesn't like what you're doing, how you dress, this and that.
No, yeah.
Like
And do you get a lot of that?
I've had people make just this recently make fake Instagram accounts just to talk shit about me. Do you know what I mean? Like people, there's people out there that just they get like they're satisfied doing that. Like, but it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I'm 22 years old, but social media it plays a big influence in it as well. I think don't read into too much social media. Like my phone's on do not disturb all the time. I don't read comments, even like that stuff. I laugh it off. Like I'm very like thick skinned like that.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I don't care what people say, to be honest. If I'm gonna wear like if I want to come out and be like quirky or wear what I want to wear, I'm just gonna wear what I want to wear. Like it makes me feel happy, so I'm gonna do it. So
Mm,
and that's it.
mm,
I think
yeah,
that's how you be like successful in life. If you keep listening to what other people are saying, there's no like you're not gonna
mm,
get very far.
yeah. So, like, how important is goal setting to you, and how do you set your goals? Like, uh, tell us a little bit about how you set goals and how important it is to you.
Yeah, well, I think goal setting is very important. Like if I don't have a goal, now I've got more of a structure in my life, but like so like I said, I've already got my goal set for next year, and then once that hits, I'll get another goal. But before I wasn't really setting goals, and in between fights, I'd put on like a lot of weight. I wouldn't stay in the gym, and then when like that Hunter fight, so I took that on 2 weeks' notice, but I should have still been in the gym training or um, like just keep it active, but I wasn't. I took it as like after my previous fight, I took it as okay, now I can rest. And then by the time you know it, an opportunity like Hunter came around and it's like shit, like I have to get ready
Mm,
now. And
mm,
I think that's why goal setting, like just stay on track is important.
yeah,
I
yeah,
should have been still prepped during that time, just looking forward. But like after a fight, I shouldn't have fallen off. I shouldn't have just waited for the next big thing to come up. I should have just stayed on track and kept like chasing. So I think, yeah, now that I've got goals set, I don't put on too much weight. I still just stay in track. I still stay focused. I'm in the gym every day and night still. And yes, I think for me personally, it's very important. Otherwise, if I don't have something to like chase after, I just fall off.
mm, yeah. And so, how important is it to you to be the champion?
Oh, yeah, that's the goal. I
Yeah,
want to be like the Tim Zoo. Like I want to be kind of the face of Australian boxing. I think I'm still young. I can definitely do it. I've got the skill set. Going over to America, so I usually go over once a year now that I've turned pro. So I went in my first year and I went this year. And I'm sparring with like people that like I didn't get to spar Devin Haney, but I was sparring all of like Devin Haney's sparring partners. I was sparring like ex-champions. Like it was just crazy. But just to be able to like be in the ring with them and hold my own and actually like some people I was giving them good work, do you know what I mean? So I was sparring this Mexican, was supposed to do 8 rounds and like he stopped after 7. And this kid spars all the champions, you know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that where I'm like, I know I've got this. Like
yeah,
I'm not just
yeah,
domestic level in Australia. Like I know I can do this internationally on the big stage. And yeah, I just can't wait to showcase my skills one day. And I know I can be Australian champion, but I know there's a bigger goal past that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you build resilience? And also, what strategies do you use to keep the mindset right?
No, I think just to keep the mindset right, like I said, I don't really do like too much on the social media. Like I kind of just stay off it, so my phone's always off.
Do you do anything to center yourself, to calm yourself, to like meditation or
No,
anything?
not really. I know like the way to win is just to like you have to show up every day. So I'm like, no matter how bad today was, I'm gonna just do it again tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of it. So I don't
Mm.
really have the meditation in my head. It's just like, okay, today was a bad day. Forget about it. Start again tomorrow, and I just get on with it.
And do you visualize yourself being in that? So, yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's actually that's one thing I do. Like I might put something on like my fridge or something like that. Like or like when I wake up, like you're gonna win on this date, like just something small, or like I might write it in
mm,
a diary. Like I do that sometimes, so I might do something small. Like for my nationals, I was writing how I'm gonna win, who I'm gonna beat, like the name of my. I don't know. It was just like it was a weird thing. I don't do it often, but sometimes if I'm like feeling a bit of pressure, I just write it down. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. There's a really cool way you can embody, visualize yourself
yeah,
actually beating the person
yeah.
and then becoming that person right now.
There's been times where I've just put music on and I've just shadowed boxed in the mirror and I got like real into it. Like, like that shadow boxing session in the mirror turned into like the fight and I like knocked him. Yeah, I do get into it. I do get it,
Yeah,
especially when music's going on.
yeah.
And
Because
it's like,
you know, your subconscious mind doesn't really know about the past or the future. It
yeah,
only knows about the present moment. So if you embody yourself into your future self, beating the person right now,
Yeah.
then that's where your brain starts to
Just
help you.
subconsciously. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, subconscious. Yeah. So another subject. So being Italian, you obviously love food and lots of
Yeah.
pasta
Love
and
it.
so on. So how do you go about cutting the weight?
Well, now like I'm getting to the stage in the career now where I've realized, thanks to the Hunter fight, you can't be blowing out. You have to like stay like I have to sacrifice a lot of that. So I've got a dietitian now, but I still get to have the pasta, but just in like like small portions or something like that. So he still
Mm,
kind of works around what I like, which is good. So I'll get a sweet tooth, so he might chuck in like a dessert for dinner, but it's all like in the calorie bracket that I'm supposed to be in. I'm
mm,
still getting satisfied, but just in a cleaner way. But
mm,
yeah, I can't like splurge how I used to splurge. I can't really eat like I do a lot of the cooking myself these days, so which helps. So he sends me the recipes and I'm just like chefing it up. But I don't
mm.
usually eat mum's cooking now. Throughout the year we got all the birthdays and all that. Can't have the birthday cake. I'm just there with like a chicken salad. So, it is what it is. It's all part of it, but I know like it's definitely gonna be worth it one day. When I look back at all the sacrifice, it's gonna be
Yeah,
worth it. So
yeah,
I can hold off on a few years of pasta, and then when I retire, I can be like
yeah,
Ricky Hadden and just put it all back on.
yeah, yeah. What about like alcohol and things like that?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much sober. So
Mm,
December, so we usually have like the Christmas, like after everyone's finished their fights at the end of the year, so which would have been yesterday, we have a Christmas party and I might have like a beer or something like that. But I
mm,
go pretty much like 11 months, no alcohol, none of that. My weekends are pretty much I'm tired, but and I get to, like when I get to Saturday, I'm pretty much tired. So I just go home, cook, and watch a movie and go to bed. So
mm.
I'm a homebody,
Yeah,
but I've done it so long now. I'm kind of just I enjoy it. That's what I look forward to. So Saturday I train twice. So I spar and then I go back to the gym. Once you've done that, I don't even want to go out. I'm happy
mm,
just to go home and just eat and just relax. So yeah,
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 yeah. So you're often quoted to say that I'm chasing greatness, and which I love because we've all got greatness within us,
yeah.
and so what does that look like to you? What does greatness look like to you?
I've always I don't know. For me, winning like I don't know world championship I think, but like at a high like selling out of a stadium, a venue, big pay-per-view. I don't know that for me has always been like the vision, just like standing on the top rope, massive fight and just winning it. That for me that's greatness. I think that's like what I had in mind. So
Mm,
yeah, that was like the vision when I was like 12 years old, first started boxing, just a massive like sold out arena world championship fight and me just winning it. So I think that's it for
mm,
me.
mm. So they say that boxing is a lonelier sport,
Yeah.
but there's a big team behind you, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Tell us about that. Yeah.
it's still lonely. At the end of the day, I'm the one getting in that ring. I'm the one that has to put in the work, but it's good having a strong team behind me, keeping me accountable. And I've been with my coach since day one. And what I like about Tom Lambert is that even if I did win a fight, he would never like I don't know, he's very good at like constructive criticism. Like he never like brings me up too high. He keeps me very level, you know what I mean? So my head never gets too big. As soon as I finish a fight, he'll tell me what I've actually done wrong. Even like I'll be like, "Yeah, coach, did you see that? Did you see that?" And he'll be like, "That was a bad performance. Why would you do that? Why would you do this? Why would you showboat?" And it's like he's actually got a fair point, you know what I mean? So it's just how I improve my mistakes. So I like having a coach like that where he doesn't actually like feed into the ego and all that. He just keeps me
Mm,
very humble. So
mm.
and then I've got my strength and conditioning coach, which I train with 2, 3 times a week. Got a dietitian now as well. So I've got a good team behind me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's great because the people that you hang out with is often what you become like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's good to have great people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
absolutely. And you've also got Steve, guiding you along as well.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
great
Looking
guy.
after
Yeah,
me. Or
yeah,
does all the work behind the scenes.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
tell me how did you meet Steve and how's that relationship evolved over time for you guys?
I think it's just we met last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't remember. It was through the gym. And yeah, and then pretty much through that, he's come to my fights, we supported, and then I did a few events with Steve Toland as well. and he's kind of like the manager now. So he's just helping me out with everything. Got me set up on LinkedIn, meeting new people. He's
Yeah,
just expanding the Rumble name. So great guy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
just just for me to reach new people, new viewers, get my name out
yeah,
there a bit more. So it's good.
yeah. And what could you ask the Australian or the world to help you? How can the people help you to get to where you want to be?
Yeah, just show love. You can reach out on Instagram. Look, this sport's about it's turning into like a like you got all those social media fights now and like all those influencer fights. So, the more of a following you have and the more people that you reach, that's how you make the bigger fights happen. And that's what we want. So yeah, reach out, show some love on the Instagram. So Marco.Romeo1. I've also
Mm,
just started up a LinkedIn, Marco Romeo. So yeah, I mean that's
mm,
the best way to jump on board, support the journey.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, boxing's your passion, but
Yeah.
from a purpose perspective, what do you hope to what impact are you looking at making in the world? Apart from winning the championship, what impact would you make in the world?
I don't know. I think just like someone that had no talent at boxing, someone that shouldn't be boxing can do it. You know what I mean? So it's just to show like if you put your mind to it, you can, like anyone could do anything sort of thing.
Mm,
So
mm,
from when I started to where I am today, it still surprises me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you're
More for
not,
the young ones, more for the young ones. And I think just to not listen to what people say and just do what you actually want to do.
yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah. All right, we're gonna kick into the quick fire questions now. Um, so first question is, how do you define success, and has that definition changed for you over time?
Um, I don't know. I think for success for me is like just achieving the goals. I think just goal setting and then achieving those goals. I think that's success for me at this point. At this point, so
Mm,
winning the Australian Championship, that'll be successful. Winning this IBO, that's a success right there. So yeah, at that point, that's success to me.
mm, mm, yeah,
So far hasn't changed.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And who's been your greatest inspiration and why?
For boxing, in the boxing side of things, Floyd Mayweather. I starting as a like even before I started getting into boxing, just like watching it, Floyd was like the best there is. So just watching him, and even
Mm,
like when I fight, so I've gone touch wood, I've gone 6-0 at the moment, but I haven't really taken much damage in the fights, and I think he's shown like it's a sport of hit and not get hit. So the less punishment
mm,
you can take in this sport, the longer you can last in the sport. So he's definitely like an inspiration, and yeah, like I try to fight like no one can do what Floyd did, but I try to like do a few things that he does. So yeah.
Was there any other, like growing up, was there any other boxers that you looked up to?
Well, my second cousin was Rocky Gattalari, so he was Australian flyweight boxer here who fought like Lionel Rose and all that, like all the big names back in the day. So I've got it like somewhere in the far down in the DNA. So it is in the genetics just a little bit. I don't know how it got to me, got lucky, but yeah. So I do look up to him as well. Yeah,
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 yeah.
cool. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Yeah, just yeah, keep your head down, keep going. Like I'll probably tell myself to do a bit more training to be honest. Or
Mm.
like convince mum to sign the papers earlier so I get some more fights in. Just a bit more experience. So I would have liked to start it a bit younger. So maybe, yeah, maybe do that.
Yeah.
I
What would
think
it do, what would it have done for you?
I think just a little bit more experience and just maybe
Mm.
I could have made Olympics or gone international a bit more, like get a bit more international experience as an amateur. Um, yeah, like I said, every year counts. So if I had started at 10, it would have made me like a little bit better today. So something
Mm.
like that. Yeah.
And what about life after boxing? What would you want to do after boxing?
I have no idea yet. Like the big goal was pretty much just to like I said, growing up with a single parent. I've always wanted to like look after mum, so I
Mm.
kind of just like put her in a nice house, something like that. So I never thought I know that's what I want to do after boxing, just make sure I've done enough to look after her, but haven't really put much other thought into it to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you thought about like how you could how you could um, inspire others.
No, not too much. Yeah, no, not
No.
really. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what's one message that you'd like to tell the world, share with the world?
Just don't give up. Don't give
Don't
up.
give up.
Don't listen to the haters. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to try and put you down. Like I said, people are going to go out of their way to make a fake Instagram account to put you down. It doesn't matter. Like that's just what people do. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Have a goal in mind and just stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah.
quit. Don't quit.
Don't quit. Absolutely. Never quit. What does being a champion mean to you?
Yeah. No, I mean that. Yeah, I mean a lot. Like
What does it mean, though?
it's hard to explain. It's I don't know. It's just like a surreal feeling. I don't know.
Yeah. And what about having a champion mindset? What does that mean?
Like it's the same thing. Just don't quit. Like no matter what. Through any adversity. Like even like for training. The training's tough, but it's just breaking through that barrier. Like just pushing yourself to that next level.
Hmm.
So when you don't want to do it, when it's raining outside and you still got to run, you run. If it's cold, if it's early in the morning, you just do it. Just doing stuff like that. That's like the champion mindset right there. Doing things knowing other people aren't doing it is like the champion mindset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even
Absolutely.
when I've got a fight lined up, I'll be running. I'll do my whole training session, but I'll still like, nah, I can do more. And I'll just go for a run at like 11 o'clock at night. Or if I can't sleep, I'll wake up early, go for a run at like 2, 3 in the morning. Even on a
Yeah.
Saturday, like I said, I'll do the sparring and the gym session. That's a two session. And I'll eat, be in bed. But then, so I'm a Northern Beaches boy, but then I'll go from my house, I'll just run along Manly. I'll see everyone out drinking and I'm just running. I find that motivating as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because Mike Tyson said that, like when
yeah,
everyone else is doing this, I'm doing this.
you got to put in that work.
And if you're doing that, then I'm going to do one better than you, or even
100%. That's a
better.
champion
Absolutely.
mindset.
Yeah.
Champion mindset,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Try and just outwork the competition.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the world on this podcast?
Oh, that's all. That's all. Thank you.
That's all.
Yeah, really
Cool.
appreciate being on here, just, sharing my journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if you've been watching this and you can help Marco on his journey, whether through sponsorship or any way, please get in touch with him and it'd be great to support him on this journey to becoming a champion. You already are champion, bro. And
Thank you.
yeah, just believe it. It's going to happen,
That's it,
right?
100%.
It's happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've got some insights out of this, and please share this on your social media and tag us in so that we can interact with you as well. And if you haven't already done so, please follow this and subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And lastly, I just want to say you are loved and you are worthy. Champion your life and champion your greatness. Have an amazing day.